Hey, welcome to the Philly Fox and Danny D Eagles podcast. That's John Philly Fox, and I'm Danny D Eduardo. We are coming to you from our Eagles perch in the Ed Bobko Memorial Studios in beautiful Morristown, Pennsylvania. We are going to break down Week 14, Eagles versus the Panthers at the Link. Welcome to the Philly Fox and Danny D Eagles podcast. That's John Philly Fox, and I'm Danny D Eduardo, and we are coming to you from our Eagles perch in the Ed Bobko Memorial Studios in beautiful Morristown, Pennsylvania. Today we are going to break down and give you our take on Week 13, Eagles versus the Panthers at the Link. Panthers got the ball to start the game.
And returned it to the 26-yard line.
Okay. And then on the first play,
it was an 8-yard completion.
All right. And
then it was a 3-yard run to Hubbard on the next play for the first down.
Right.
And then when the first down, Jalen Carter got a pressure and forced an incompletion on Bryce Young.
Yeah, he looked good early in the game. He was getting pressure on him early. Absolutely. I remember that.
And then C.J. Gardner-Johnson with the monster hit to force an incompletion.
Right. Absolutely.
And then that forced a punt, as it was 3 and out, or not 3 and out, but forced a punt. And then there was a fair catch at the 10, but an illegal formation caused a re-kick, right? Illegal formation on Carolina, that is.
Right. So we got lucky on that. We got on that mistake by them.
And then DeJean returned the second kick to the 25.
Right. Yeah. Okay. And he did look a little shook up after that first return. And to be honest with you, I wish they would stop using him on these returns. I think he's too important on the defense to risk injuring him. What do you think about that?
Well, I agree. You want him to play as long as he can.
Yeah.
Especially since he's young.
Right. And the defense, I think, is more important. I think we should be using. Weren't they using? Who were they using before? Covey.
Well, Covey, yes.
Right.
Or Johnny Wilson,
Or Johnny Wilson, right. I would definitely rather see him using either one of those two. And then what happened?
Saquon had an 8-yard run, but it was nullified by a Lane Johnson hold.
Okay. And so we started out running the ball.
And then, in the next play, Dotson got a gain of 6.
And that was nice to see Dotson get involved early in the game, because we really need him. We need to spread the ball around. It can't just always be AJ or Devontae. Yeah.
And then Gainwell had a 19-yard run, which resulted in a first down because it was.
Yeah, and kind of throwing him a curveball there, right? Putting Gainwell in, and then he gets a good run. Seems like we're starting to run the ball a little bit here in the beginning of the game.
But unfortunately, there was an 8-yard sack on Hurts by Jewell, on a blitz.
Right. So that definitely affected the play calling. So now they had to go to passing, right?
Which incomplete, the next pass.
Incomplete, yeah.
And then the next pass was broken up, so.
Right.
And then the punt, and then Ringo made the tackle on the punt return.
Okay.
Carolina got around like the 20-ish something. But then Hubbard ran for a first down. Then he had another 4-yard run.
Right.
Was wiped out by a hold.
Yeah.
Second and 16.
And Hubbard, he's one of your. You don't like that guy too much, do you?
We fumbled the game away against Tampa last week. I was rooting for Carolina.
Right, and you were rooting for Carolina because.
I don't want the Eagles to travel to Tampa again next year.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I like how you're always looking at the big picture there, Philly. I mean, always you're 3 steps ahead of me when you're watching these games.
But it got worse for Carolina with a delay of game, forcing a 2nd and 21 on top of that.
Mental errors,
yes.
Yeah.
And it was a 9-yard gain, but C.J. Gardner-Johnson was down and went up to the sidelines, And then Thielen got a first down on the 3rd and 12. Then later, Carolina went incomplete, 3-yard run to Hubbard, and a Bond sack, forcing them to punt.
Yeah, and Bond's just having he's just having a great season, and making some big plays. I kind of like how he does that little bird in flight celebration
Yes.
after a big play.
And then we pinned them. Got pinned at the 10, unfortunately. We got pinned at the 10. It's a 6-yard run for Saquon on the next drive. Then a 2-yard run by Hurts. But unfortunately, Hurts got sacked on the next play, a 3-yard loss when he was trying to run. Goes down as a sack, unfortunately.
Yeah, because it was a loss.
And then punt, and then Thielen had a big completion over DeJean on the start of the next drive.
Yeah, now Cooper DeJean, now he's a little banged up from running from that hit he took on the punt return, and he's definitely looking injured out there, or he's not. He's definitely not 100%. He's looking a little timid when he's making these when he's making tackles and stuff. I think he got hurt.
And then, Brooks, their backup running back, lost 3 yards, and he got hurt on the play. Was carted off, or drew him back, Then it was incomplete, 3rd and 13, then a 6-yard run by Hubbard, brought up 4th and 7. But they were in field goal range as they got the ball around midfield on the punt, so a 38-yard attempt was good. Carolina leads 3-0 at this point.
Okay, so, yeah, I mean the defense looked good at times, but they ended up giving up 3 points, which is better than a touchdown.
And then with a touchback for the Eagles at the 30-yard line, the best starting field position of the day for the Birds.
Right, yeah, because they have been getting
Pinned deep.
deep on those punts, absolutely.
Then started with a Barkley 7-yard run, and then a bounce off the tackles for a first down.
Yeah, that was a really good run. That was really good. Yeah, he hit the pile in the middle and then just bounced out to the right and head towards the end zone, and for a great gain.
Then it was a 3-yard pass to Smitty. It was the end of the first quarter then. And then Barkley ran for the first down after that. And then Calcaterra, a 9-yard gain. However, it was wiped out by an illegal formation.
Yeah. Hey, Calcaterra, we really need him to step it up with Goddard being out, which unfortunately we've said that too much over
the past couple years. And then a 7-yard gain to Calcaterra right back to him. Made it 2nd and 8. Hurts' pass was batted down, 3rd and 8. And then a first down catch by Smitty. He had a great game for his first game back from injury.
Yeah, it was nice. It's nice to see him back on the field, giving Jalen another weapon and helping opening up the
offense
more by him taking coverage, them having to focus on him.
Then there was a 7-yard run to the 1-yard line from Barkley. Then he was denied at the 1, so you know what comes next. The tush push.
The tush push,
and
right.
It was a touchdown.
Right. Yeah, I wish they could somehow change the tush that gets pushed on that and
get Barkley
get Barkley in on there and get him some touchdowns. But we'll take it. We'll take it.
Well, then the kickoff was returned to the 31 by Carolina, so about where they would have got it normally.
Right. Yeah, they didn't really gain anything by returning that.
Well, it's a Hubbard 8-yard run, a Hubbard first down, and then a Young throwaway where he collided with Hubbard on the play. Then Zach Bond keeps Hubbard a 2-yard gain, but unfortunately Thielen had a great day as he picked up another first down.
Right.
And then a Hubbard 4-yard gain, a Bryce Young first down on a scramble. Then Hubbard 2 4-yard runs in a row, and then a bomb to David Moore, his name was.
Yeah, they're definitely seem to be moving the ball at will.
Well, then Zach Bond had another tackle for loss.
Yep. And we keep mentioning his name. I mean, he's definitely putting some great hits on people.
And once Hubbard was tackled at the 1, Bryce Young fell down and Carter tackled him, so it was a loss. It was bringing up a 4th and goal. However, they unfortunately got the touchdown to Tremble.
Right.
And C.J. Gardner-Johnson was beat on the play.
Got beat on that play. I mean, he had some great plays, but yeah, he definitely got beat on that one.
As Rodgers' kickoff return went to the 24 for the next Eagles possession.
Right.
Started with a Barkley 3-yard run, a Hurts throwaway, a Hurts overthrow, a 3 and out. Not good offensive possession after giving up a touchdown. So the punt goes to the Carolina 29. with a 4-yard Hubbard run. And Jordan Davis, he also made his presence felt at times.
Oh,
Tackle
yeah.
on Bryce Young.
Yes.
3rd and 3.
Yep.
And then C.J. Gardner-Johnson interception, which was the turning point of the game, in my opinion.
Yeah, and it was nice to hear Davis's name. I really wanted to hear his name more, especially since they're running so well. But they've also had him off the field. He goes off the field a lot when it's what they consider passing downs.
Yes, because Gainwell got a 2-yard gain, and then A.J. Brown had his first catch of the day for a first down.
Right. Finally get AJ involved in the game.
Yes, so Hurts had a first down scramble. He escaped pressure.
Oh yeah, I mean he was in the grass. He could have easily fumbled the ball on that one. The ball just about came loose, but he hung on to it and scrambled for a first down. That was a big play by Jalen.
A 6-yard gain to Gainwell. Another A.J. Brown first down.
Yeah, and I like using Gainwell as a receiver. It's definitely throwing the defense off, throwing them some curveballs.
Well, Barkley had a short run to set up 2nd and goal where Hurts threw a touchdown to Smitty.
Right. Yep. Smitty for the score. Yep. Glad he's back. That's for sure.
Then the kickoff was to the 20, but Carolina knelt down because there was only 4 seconds left, and then there was some extracurricular activity after it.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It definitely was getting a little chippy on the field there. But I do want to say though, I want to go back and want to say it was really important that the Eagles took advantage of that turnover and got that scored touchdown, and CJ DJ getting that interception makes up for
getting burnt
earlier. And I'll tell you, he did get burned earlier, but really he had a good game up till then, and he's become a really emotional leader on this defense. You remember last week when he was
yes.
giving everybody that pep talk on the sidelines.
Yes.
Yeah. So good job by him and good job by the Eagles, because not only do you have to get turnovers, but you have to take advantage of them. Right? If you don't turn them into points, it didn't do
anything.
Yep.
Well, the Eagles received the second half kickoff. Hurts threw the ball away on first down. They got it at the 30. They just knelt it. So then Barkley ran it to the 48, an 18-yard run. And another 4-yard run to Barkley, a 5-yard run to Barkley.
Yep, he keeps getting closer and closer to Shady's record.
And then he got a first down run, and then they sprinkled in Gainwell twice for 2 3-yard gains.
Yeah, finally they seems like they're going to the ground game and sticking with it. And because up until now, I mean, you don't want to question their play calling, but I think they were putting too much pressure on Jalen to complete those passes, and it's always going to be easier to complete those passes when you're running the ball well.
Well, yeah, Hurts had a no gain. He tried to run it, but there was no gain there. So they brought up a 4th down, and Elliott unfortunately missed the 52-yard field goal.
Right. Yeah, and on that no gain, yeah, he was actually, wasn't he trying to?
He was trying to get it to AJ, but he didn't throw it right away.
Right. Yeah. So he wasn't able to find an open receiver, and that is the one thing that we
don't pick Hurts about.
Yeah. I mean, we don't want to pick on him, but he definitely is a little slow in releasing that ball. Even on the ones where he is. That ball could be there just a little earlier. Those guys are supposed to be turning, and that ball should be there. And sometimes they're waiting for it, and then that's when the defender has the time, right, to close in and either deflect it or worse yet, get in front of it for an interception.
Well, Carolina took over on their own 42 after the missed field goal with a Hubbard 7-yard run and a 2-yard run, aided by a defensive holding call, where Thielen once again picked up a 15-yard gain. Hubbard another 4. Hubbard another first down and a 2-yard gain. They just kept feeding him.
Right.
And then they did a screen to him, but Jalen Carter blew it up.
Yes, he did. Yeah. Again, the man-child just taking over.
Then Milton Williams was in the neutral zone. The pass was incomplete, but he gave them a free 5 yards, making it 3rd and 8.
Yeah.
And then Carter tipped the one for Adam Thielen. It was 4th down. There was another incompletion in there. But Carter tipped the next pass. And unfortunately, Adam Thielen caught it.
How ironic. I mean, you go in there, you tip the ball, you think you did the right thing, and then he still catches it.
Well, then Bryce Young got down to the 1. Carolina unsuccessfully challenged it, It was actually Hubbard then, Young got him to the 1. Hubbard ran it.
Right.
Well, then they ruled he was down at the 1.
Oh, yeah.
Unsuccessful challenge.
Yep. Yeah, which I actually, I think they didn't. I think they didn't get that call right. I think he actually did get in, but that's okay. We'll take it.
But then Hubbard ran in the next play, though.
Right, so it didn't matter.
But though the extra point was missed, so.
Yeah, and that, of course, we know those always can come back to haunt you.
Oh, yes, and then on the ensuing possession, which started at the 30, 11-yard run from Saquon.
Yeah, well, I think finally. Maybe all the blitzing that Carolina has been doing all game kind of has taken their toll because you're using a lot of energy running hard like that all the time, trying to get to the quarterback, and so it's nice to see the running game starting to really take shape.
And then Barkley had another first down run, getting closer to Shady's records.
Yeah, he's right on it. He's right on it. What was he? About 4 yards away at the time?
Yes. And then Hurts ran on a fake handoff, and then he was sacked, bringing up a 3rd and 10. Hurts was swung to the ground.
Oh, that yes. One, yeah. I mean, we were kidding around if that would have been Brady or Mahomes. It might have been a penalty.
Yes.
Yeah, he definitely put a little extra into into that tackle there at the end, trying to hurt Jalen. That's for sure.
Well, then Jalen took a 35-yard run, like he was looking for an open receiver, but he saw open grass in front of him, and he just took off down.
That was a great read by him. And the decision to take off and run.
Yes, and then a Saquon short run, and then a 1-yard catch by Smitty set up the Calcaterra touchdown, who also had a great game.
Yeah, filling in for Goddard. Yep, and also and what we don't see is we see the catches that they make, but. When it's a
tight end, they can block too.
Tight end, right? They're blockers, and a lot of times we don't see the contributions that they make on those running plays. So yeah, good day for him.
Well, there was an offsides penalty on Carolina, which nullified the extra point. That was no good, but which set up a 2-point try.
Right. So now they're able to go for 2 points because of that penalty.
And then Barkley punched in from the 1 for the 2.
Yeah, that was nice, and that did a.
Eagles a favor.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gave them a 6-point lead because an extra point's not automatic. So
yeah. I mean, there's still touchdown ties it and extra point wins it, but
it's not automatic.
It's not automatic. Yeah, and it's better than a field goal being able to do it. Yep.
And then Hubbard tried to run, but he was stopped at the line of scrimmage on the ensuing possession. Thielen had another 5-yard gain and first down, like he was just eating today. Carolina.
Yeah.
So. And then David Moore had a 6-yard catch, and then Hubbard a 1-yard loss by Bond and C.J. Gardner-Johnson were in on the play. And then...
Yeah, no, it wasn't, but then is that when...
Gardner-Johnson got hurt?
He got hurt again.
Well, no, he didn't get hurt on that play yet.
Oh, it wasn't that one yet.
And then Slay had a penalty after a 5-yard run.
Oh, okay.
Automatic first down.
Yeah.
And then on that play, C.J. Gardner-Johnson got hurt.
Oh, that's the next... Okay, then that's when he got hurt, yep.
And then there was an incomplete pass. And then Hubbard got 3 yards to set up a 4th and 2. However, the pass was incomplete, setting up a turnover on downs. Eagles ball, where A.J. Brown got a first down. And then Barkley got the record on the next play.
And that was, and that was a great sight to see. And, Of course, the crowd starts chanting MVP. Yeah.
However, it was short-lived as Hurts was sacked, making it 2nd and 19. And then Barkley had a 6-yard run, setting up 3rd and 13. But A.J. Brown got a clutch first down right at the sticks.
Yep, that was another pass to A.J. He didn't get a lot today, but all the catches he did make were really important and critical at the time.
Then Barkley had a short gain, however. The next play, Hurts had a delay of game. Like, I don't know what he was thinking there, but...
Yeah, only Jalen knows that.
Then a pass to Smitty was broken up. And then Calcaterra got a short gain, but there was a missed face masks.
Yeah, they got Carolina got lucky on that no call.
Because it would have been an automatic first down and pretty much sealed the game.
Yep.
But the delay of game on the punt was intentional, and the ball was pinned at the Carolina 2.
Yeah, that was that Maddox that
yes, they pinned him deep.
Yeah, that was a great play by him to pin him deep. It was about the 2.5-yard line.
The first pass was incomplete. The second pass was an illegal forward pass because Bryce Young was past the line of scrimmage when he threw it.
Okay.
Didn't really do much, though, because they lost half a yard on it.
He ended up losing, yeah.
Bryce Young had a big play after escaping pressure. We thought we had him, for a safety, but...
Right.
I mean, credit to Bryce Young. There's not much you could do. It's just an athlete making a play. Well, then Bryce Young had a 3-yard run after that incredible play. And then the incomplete play. It was supposed to be a fumble, but they ruled it was a no football move. So.
Right. I definitely hate that rule. What's a football move? But anyway, we didn't get the ball, so.
Yes, incomplete deep ball, then a Thielen first down catch and a 6-yard catch after that. He just kept driving him down the field.
Yeah, it was getting a little scary. You had to have faith that the defense was going to come through and at the very least hold them to a field goal. But it did seem like Carolina was able to move the ball at will.
And then Bryce Young, he threw it deep, and then it was incomplete by the goal line. They rolled the rescind. It was the correct call because it went through his hands.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
He didn't possess it going to the ground.
Yep.
So. And then it was fourth down after a delay of game. And the crowd noise caused the delay of game.
Yes, yeah, right, because he's standing, you see the replay, and he's going, give me the ball, snap, or he's clapping, snap, and and the ball doesn't come. So, yeah, kudos to the crowd, for getting that penalty.
And then Slay broke up the fourth down pass. And then an unnecessary roughness penalty on Carolina gave the Eagles extra 15 yards, but it didn't matter because they were kneeling down regardless of where they got it.
Yep. So Slay comes back and becomes a hero on that one.
Yes.
And ends the game. So, all right. Well, we ended up with the win. Not pretty, but we did win. So let's go over our recap here. So. Offense. What would you? How would you grade the offense today, Philly?
Well, I gave it a B. They weren't spectacular, but there were times where they got away from Barkley, and I felt that's why I dropped it to a B.
Right. Yeah. I agree. I would definitely wouldn't give them any more than a B. They should have ran it more. I feel like I don't think they focused on the run enough, and also. Jalen, he just didn't complete some of the passes that I think he should be completing. Defense, what would you rate the defense today, Philly?
Well, I gave them a B because there were so many times they had carrot, but they just spectacular athletes making spectacular plays.
Yeah. I don't disagree. I would probably go a B. Yeah, I'd want to. Yeah, well, it's so hard because so many great plays, but yet so many times where they just didn't look good. So I wouldn't say it was. I wouldn't.
B,
yeah, it wasn't. It definitely wasn't one of their better outings, but they got it done and enough to get the win. Yes. How about special teams?
Well, I'd give that an A+ because they were pinning Carolina deep, and especially the final drive, it was crucial.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely agree with that. And that's 2 weeks in a row. In those punts, pinning teams deep in their own territory, starting them in the hole. Definitely is an advantage when you can do it. So I would definitely give them an A+ as well. How about Coach Sirianni?
I'd give him a B because I felt like there were some plays where I'm questioning his play calls, like why are we having Hurts drop back when Carolina's blitzing as much as they are?
Sure, and of course, when we're grading him, we're when we're talking about that, it's as much grading the offense and defensive coordinators because they're the ones actually making the calls, but he's the one responsible for it and for approving the overall game plan. And he didn't do anything really crazy to hurt him, as far as going for it on a fourth down when he shouldn't, or going for two when he shouldn't, or anything like that. But he didn't really do that much to help him either, but
They got the job done.
they got the job done. So we'll go with the B. How about on offense? Would you give anybody the game ball?
Saquon, he's been a beast all year. He
Yeah.
continued today.
Yep, and then of course with breaking the record, that's definitely a feather in his cap and a reason to give him a game ball for sure. And how about on defense?
I'd go with Zach Bond because he was just blowing up every play.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I'd probably go with CJ only just because of the interception, which ended up leading to a touchdown. And to me, I felt like that was the most important score of the day. That touchdown is kind of what got him on track and set him up for the win. But either way, I have no problems with either one of them getting the ball. I definitely think Zach Bond had a great game, and he's had a great season, and we've talked about that before, right?
Yes.
Okay, so who we got coming up next?
The Steelers in Philly.
And Steelers in Philly. Oh boy. Well, so do they have a good record in Philly? I mean,
Well, they haven't won Philly since the 60s.
Okay, so that's a plus, right? But they are playing pretty good this year. How do you feel about the matchup?
Well, they have a good defense. That's their Cadillac. Their offense is hit it or miss. And against our defense, if they play to our potential, like, we'll shut them down. But can we score against T.J. Watt, Alex Highsmith in that pass rush?
Yeah, you gotcha. I agree. Their defense is definitely their strong suit. On offense, Russell Wilson is having a much better season than people had predicted. A lot of people thought he was washed up. But how do you think he's going to do against this Eagles defense? That when those horses, when those guys get on their wheels, they're and start attacking him. Do you think they'll be able to get to him and put pressure on him?
Well, I think so. Russ doesn't have the mobility he did when he was younger.
Right.
Like today, Bryce Young was just escaping plays, using his youth to his ability and stuff.
Yeah. And, speaking about Bryce Young, I mean, he had a pretty good game today, don't you think?
Well, yes, he's a good quarterback. It's just that people were down on him because he was drafted by Carolina and they were a horrible team.
Right.
Whereas his counterpart, C.J. Stroud, went to a good Texans team off the bat.
Sure. So if you'd swap them around and change scenarios, you think they'd be talking about
like Bryce Young being great and C.J. Stroud being a bust.
Right, exactly. It'd be the opposite. So yeah, the setting and where you go, there's always so much more to it, right? It isn't always about the person's talent or the person's abilities. And okay, so all right. Well, we got that coming up. And also, well, I just wanted to make a little announcement here and just say that we haven't started doing them yet, obviously, because the Phillies aren't in season, but the Sixers and Flyers are. But we're gonna start doing some weekly recaps, so look for those, and on the Phillies, Sixers, and Flyers. And as always,
Fly, Eagles, fly.
Fly, Eagles, fly. You got it. All right, Philly, good show, and we'll be back here next week. Bye, everybody.
Bye.